triple lever I am about to show you. So this is how it comes in the box. And inside you'll find the lever. Looks pretty finely made. You've got this funky little cover. You've got a connector, but it does fit on standard SRAM system where without that it'll just bolt right up to your existing little retainer collar dude. You get some end caps, some spacers, and you get the cable and quite a bit of housing. So this should be enough cable to do both front fork, rear shock, and your dropper post. So it looks like it has everything. It's even got the little barrel bits to go on the end of the cable. So it should have everything, and we'll see how it goes. All right, little update on how the installation's going, which is about as smooth as you would expect. So let me give you an up close on how this looks. So you can see I've got it mounted directly to my brake lever there, and then you've got to thread the ball ends of the cables through the Squidlock mechanism first. So that means if you're thinking you're just going to use your existing cables, you're probably not. So these little barrels have to go through, and those are what are holding tension against the lever. So when you push the lever, it's going to pull on both those wires at the same time. Those pass through little holes there, which have little tension adjusters. And then you've got your cables, and the cables have the little metal end caps. And the holes in the Squidlock are rather small. So it comes with all three cable ends that you'll need, but you will have to use the cable ends that are included. The ones that you're probably used to using, the ones that I was using previously, are just too thick. So that's how that's looking. So far I'm using my existing cable housings except for the fork. That one I went ahead and swapped out, and I'm having to shorten my cable housings just a touch to keep it tidy. But that's going okay. I'm using a Dremel to cut those, if you're wondering, which I do not recommend because it heats up and will melt the inner sleeve of the cable housing, but it's going to be good enough for government today. So that's it, and we'll check back momentarily. Alright, we've got the final installation complete, and I'm going to give you a little demo on how it's going and how it went. Dropper post, you know, she was a little finicky at first, but got her tightened up. She's functioning, and that's just as you would imagine. Nothing fancy going on there. Works the same way your old dropper post cable worked. That is my old dropper post cable. So it just kind of has an Allen screw, little grub screw that tightens in on the back here. My cable was a little short. Would have been nice to have more length there, but I didn't feel like going and buying another cable for my dropper post. So there we go. Could I have used the third cable that came with the kit? Maybe, but these are those like cylindrical barrel ends where the end that's on this Fox transfer post is more of a circular disc. So while it might have worked, it wouldn't have worked perfect. So chose to keep that route. All right, so let's see how the 3-position lever is working. So position 1 is open. One thing I really like is you can pull this forward. So if it's not sucking in for you, you can take your finger and make sure it's all the way out in neutral position. All right, so it's got good feel. This one's kind of slick. This one's got a little gripper. You can feel the difference. So push it once. There's position 1, no problem. Actually, let me try that again. You see that? Position 1. Position 2. Release. Let's try it again. Position 1. 2. Release. 2, release. It takes quite a bit of pressure to get the cam to release, I will say. A little more than I would have expected, but the truth is I'm not a cross-country racer, and I don't lock my shock out that often, so when I do, I think this will be good. The main reason I got away from the RockShox grip shift was I don't like those grips, and I didn't want to run mismatched grips, which is exactly how I've been for a while. I had my race-based grip on the right, and then some goofy RockShox fat twist shift thing on the left. So I'm feeling a lot more whole as we sit here. So we'll see. Time will tell how this works out on the trail, but so far so good. I definitely think it's a much cleaner look than having the grip shift, which meant that it took up some space. So then you couldn't really suck up your dropper post lever very well up under it. So this having the integrated dropper post lever and the lockout lever in one little unit, I'm rather liking it. I think it's a lot slicker, gives me a lot more flexibility with how I can do my setup. And I do have this in the furthest away hole, but I could move this a couple millimeters closer into my grip if I wanted to, because the Squidlock mechanism does have dueling sets of mount holes. But not too bad, easier than I thought, and I would call it low drama.